Hello everybody, good to see you. This is Elliot from ETJ English, and today I have a really special lesson for you. I'm going to be teaching you two very important sounds and techniques which will make you sound more British. But when I say sound more British, what I mean is the type of British accent I teach, which is kind of like a contemporary modern RP accent, which you would hear in the south of England. It's my kind of accent, the way I speak, and probably the way the majority of the south actually do speak now. It's the one you would be the most familiar with when you think of a British accent, okay? So these two sounds, they are really important, and they add that extra British into your voice. If you're not extremely good at British accent or pronunciation in general, but you want to sound more British, these two sounds will do the job. Okay. I want to explain why, firstly. The reason I thought of this video was because the other day I had a new student join my pronunciation course. He was from Spain. Now, he has a very strong Spanish accent. However, he has lived in the UK for about 4 years. And there are some sounds which he pronounces, and he's picked them up from the British accent, from living here, okay? And one of these sounds, it's like when he pronounces it, it makes me think, wow, that was a little bit British, that's great. So, we're going to start with the schwa sound. I've mentioned the schwa sound many times before, but I'm going to talk about one situation where you should always be using it. And if you do, people will think, ooh, that sounded a bit British. And this is when we finish a word with the schwa sound, particularly with words that end in er. So a lot of you now would pronounce it just like Americans, a word like teacher. You might pronounce it as teacher. If you do, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the North American way of pronouncing it. If you want the British way, you need to use the schwa sound. So how do we pronounce the schwa sound? I want you to relax your face, relax your mouth, relax your tongue. Keep everything very central. Look at my mouth and try and copy me. Deep breath. It's very, very simple, and it's easier than pronouncing something with an er. Okay, now the words I'm talking about are words like teacher, doctor, master, mister, and the list goes on. Really, it's any word which finishes with er, re, or or. We're going to pronounce it with an not with an er. And if you can do this and add it to your accent, then you have a British sound, a British technique, which is happening and needs to continue happening. Now, if you combine it with the next sound I'm going to explain, it will be even better. But let me just explain that the schwa sound is used in many different situations. This is just one tiny technique in which we use the schwa sound. It's the most commonly used vowel sound in British English. Now, the next sound is the o sound. And this is one of those sounds which the student I was talking about at the beginning of the lesson, he pronounces it really well. And when it's combined with his Spanish accent, you realize that there are bits of British in there. And I want you to be able to do the same. So firstly, the o sound. My mouth is very, very round. O. You can't see my tongue, but it's actually being pushed back slightly and staying down. Okay, it's down low and pushed back. The sound we're creating, o. Now, an American usually replaces this sound with an r sound. So, for example, a word like on. I say on, an American makes it longer and makes more of an r sound. On. On. So we want to create more of that round shape and make the sound short and snappy and quick. On. So let's try it with a few more words. Not. Hot. Spot. Shot. Let's combine it with the schwa sound at the end. Take a look at this word. Finishes with er. So remember, monster. Monster. So this sound is very delicate, it's very British, it's so special, okay? It's one of those sounds which you need to master if you want that British accent. And if you combine it with the technique I taught you about the schwa sound, then you're onto a winner. If you want to learn more, you want to be understood by natives, and you want to have a clear, confident pronunciation, I recommend joining my pronunciation course at etjenglish.com. So hopefully I'll meet some of you there. If not, please feel free to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers guys, bye bye.